Hey, Omnibuds. Welcome back. We're gonna start a new video today. We're doing the our top 10 Marvel Omnibus picks. Which yeah, I know we're a little late to the party here, and probably also going to be a little bit of the opposite. Kev's probably going to have more of a varied list. Mine may be kind of similar to Kevin picking all Batman. I'm picking all of a similar character. I think you might know.
I might surprise you. There's a lot of X on here, but there's some other stuff too. But I'm excited. Yeah, we're late to the game, but nothing's been announced yet. So we figured we'd go over our Tiger Eyes poll results.
Yeah, and also considering how much received the DC video was, we just figured, well, why not? Let's just do the Marvel one.
All right, let's get into it.
Yep.
All right, welcome back. So this is the Tiger Eyes 2026. That's crazy. Most wanted Marvel Omnibus poll. These are my picks and Brian's picks. Figure let's just get right into it. Brian, what was your number 10?
My number 10 will be the first of many of these picks. Ghost Rider, the Carter Slade years.
The what years?
Carter Slade.
When is that?
This is early 70s. This is basically like, to make like a Flash comparison, this is like the Jay Garrick stuff. So this is like Johnny and all that.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know you've fallen in love with Ghost Rider this year, so I hope you get it.
Yeah, definitely. Also, just want to say too, just similar to me getting you to DC, thank you for getting me more into Marvel and letting me express more of that.
One day you'll have this many Marvels.
Yes. Well, hey, with all the Ghost Rider stuff, it's getting there so far.
I gotta get you to X-Men. That's the real chore.
Oh God, help me. Maybe I'll do Wolverine.
Yeah, Wolverine's easier. All right, so my number 10, I didn't have 10 that I really, really wanted. I had 8 that I really wanted. So I donated my first 2. I don't know anything about this character, but a lot of people have been begging for this omnibus, and our buddy Devin, it's his number 1 every year. So I put Darkhawk from the early 90s on there. I don't even know what Darkhawk is, and I was reading comics in the 90s.
I don't know either. I feel like it's just one of those things where I feel like it's just going to be one of those things where people are gonna put it until it comes out, just like the Cassandra Cain stuff for DC
or Indiana Jones.
That too. Well, hey, we got that kind of.
Not an oversized, which is weird.
Yeah, but hey,
it's really something. It's cool, like the leather cover and everything, but like just make it this much bigger, Marvel.
Yeah, just a little bit bigger, which is funny because I'll be having a little rant about that about my number 1. So
are you going to buy Indiana Jones?
What?
Are you going to buy the Indiana Jones books?
I will. I probably will. Yeah, to support it.
I think I'm going to as well.
Yes.
Do they have slip covers? I forget.
The slip covers?
Yeah, I don't know if they're doing that weird leather cover. I thought maybe there was like in a box because there's 2 books.
Right. Yeah. Make it similar like a journal. Actually, no. You know what they're doing? Because I remember seeing a video on it. They're doing like not like a slip cover, but they're doing kind of like one of those like little wrap things that like wrap around.
The belt.
The belt. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. Seems like something I'd lose right away.
Yep. Same here.
All right, Brian. What's your number 9 pick for the most wanted Marvel Omnibus?
My number 9 is the first of a few donations. I mean, because a lot of these, again, I'm still kind of new when it comes to Marvel, so some stuff I just picked for the hell of it. So
you're getting your feet wet.
Yeah. So this is kind of a donation to our good buddy Steven, who's a Spider-Man fan. Spectacular Spidey by Peter David. From what I understand, this would be a big gap filler. So of course it's like we gotta support gap fillers. So yeah, just for that in there.
Gotta fill those gaps.
Yeah.
All right. My number 9 is my second and final donation, and I donated this to you, Brian.
Okay.
It's Ghost Rider Johnny Blaze Volume 1. Kind of crazy that we don't have the early Johnny Blaze stuff. Like we've got a lot of 70s stuff collected in omnibus form, but we don't have Johnny Blaze, but we've got 3 Danny Ketch, hopefully a 4th one coming soon.
Right. Well, I mean, hopefully we'll get it one of these days. I will say though, at least we're getting it epic wise. Like we already have 3 epics of those years, which I have 2 of now. So
Yeah, and that I think that's kind of the leading indicator of will we get omnibuses? Do the epics sell? And
yeah.
hopefully they do. All right.
Mm.
All right. Number 8.
Oh, right. Number 8 for me is Ghost Rider Danny Ketch Volume 4.
Volume 4. Yep. We just talked about it.
Yeah. I mean, I know we're probably going to get it, but I just figured throw it on there.
Was that continuously done by the same writer?
Yeah, it's most of it's done by Howard Mackey. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And 3, we finally got word on 3. It was going to be October, but now it's January, I think, right?
Yeah, which
February
was like made us kind of worried, but also kind of like, oh, that sucks because I like the tradition of having them come out in October because he's such that's like a perfect time for him.
Damn you, Marvel.
Yeah, damn you.
All right, so my number 8 is a character I've never read, but I have started collecting so that I can read. And I just reorganized my shelf, so I don't know where anything is. But Moon Knight, Modern Years. This would be a 2 omnibus set. It's done. Brian Michael Bendis did some. Warren Ellis did some. Cullen Bunn, Jeff Lemire, Bemis. So I think the first one would be the Bendis Ellis stuff, and then the next one would be Bunn, Lemire, Bemis. But I got the first 2 from the 80s. I skipped the 90s because I heard negative things about it. And then I got, where is it? The Houston Benson stuff. And then I missed out on Jed McKay. I don't want to pay $250 or whatever that's going for, but I really want to get that so I can kind of read all the Moon Knights.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, I can speak for the Moon Knight 90s. Like I read 1 issue of one of my Danny Ketch Omnis, and yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna like it. I really like street level hero type stuff. Mm-hmm. Also, the early stuff has got a lot of Bill Sienkiewicz art. So, and it's written by Doug Mensch. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love it. So I'm excited to dig in. I'll probably dig into it late this year.
Right. Cool.
All right, Brian, your number 7 most
my
wanted
number 7 is Ghost Rider by Ed Blitzen.
Ghost Rider by who?
Ed Blitzen or Blitzen.
Okay. What era is this?
This was around like late 2010s. This is around when Johnny became the King of Hell after the Doctor Strange damnation.
Is this before Jason Aaron?
This is after Jason Aaron. This would be before Ben Percy. This this got cut short because this was happening right around the pandemic.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool.
Yeah.
A lot of so Ghost Rider's dominating it so far.
Yeah. Like I said, basically it's like Ghost Rider's my Batman. We'll just say that.
So my number 7 is, you just mentioned Ben Percy, Wolverine the Krakoa era by Ben Percy. Nice. And this is another one that kind of boggles my mind. We've got 3 oversized hardcovers of that run, and it's the whole thing. Yeah. I didn't get volume 3 because I was like, they're going to print an Omni soon. And then they announced, and it came out, and I have it, the Sabretooth War, which is kind of like a crossover in the Ben Percy thing.
Yeah.
And just kind of weird that they essentially went to a volume 2 before a volume 1. So I think we'll get it because they're printing the Krakoa stuff like crazy, but I'd really like to get that.
Yeah, hopefully they do that. I actually read some of that when I tried to read Krakoa X-Men, and I was just like, I'm good.
So you know this, I'm a big X-Men guy.
Yeah,
I haven't read any of the Krakoa stuff. I have almost all of it, but I stopped. I read House of X, Powers of 10, Hoxpox, it's otherwise known as, and I stopped and I went back and started reading like early X-Men, and I kind of like to read my stuff in order. So I have a lot of it sitting and waiting for me. So I've heard nothing but great things.
All collected and all that.
Yeah, it's there waiting.
Yeah.
All right, we're on to number 6, Brian.
All right. Well, number 6 is actually a donation to you, my friend. So you can explain more of this than I can.
I'm ready.
X-Force by Kyle and Yost.
Interesting. Might see that on my list. So this is a really cool era, and oh man, I'll probably talk about this when I get into my other picks, like the Messiah War era. This is a fantastic era for X-Force. Kyle and Yost were on the book for a while,
Mhm.
and it's really cool how it starts off. So during Messiah Complex, the mutants just went through no more Wanda says no more mutants. There's
Yeah.
only 200 mutants left on Earth. They're a dying species. They're being attacked by the purifiers, by the everyone. All the bad guys come out of the woodwork to try to really end the mutant gene.
Yeah.
And Cyclops, this is the start of Cyclops becoming, he kind of takes over, right? He's always been the number 2 behind Professor Xavier.
Yeah.
Well, Professor Xavier is kind of a chump during this era. So he's kind of on the outs with the team, and Cyclops is like leading it top to bottom.
Mhm.
And he makes a pretty militant decision. He says, Wolverine, it's time to start the X-Force.
Yeah.
And he kind of gives him permission to just be as bloody as hell. Like, you do what you got to do. So Wolverine goes and creates this X-Force team. And it's the first time I think we see Wolverine in his black and gray uniform, which is really cool.
Right.
But there's 2 stories in there that are really cool. And it's the Messiah War, which is kind of the second part of the Messiah trilogy.
Yeah.
And then it followed up with Necrotia. So you may or may not see that later on my list. But thanks for the donation.
Yeah, of course. What years is this? Is this like 2000 or
2011 ish?
Oh,
I think
okay.
I've got it up
Oh,
here.
during like their dark age when Disney was pretending they didn't exist.
I don't remember. Let's see here. I have it pulled up. No, I don't. Indeed. So, yeah, probably 2010 ish.
Okay. All right.
2009, I think.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, I think that's my final answer.
All right.
All right. What are we on?
We're on. I
6.
did my number 6. Yeah.
So my 6 is Wolverine Marvel. In the poll, it was called Wolverine Marvel Knights Volume 1. And I think this would essentially be Wolverine Volume 8. So we had Wolverine Volume 5. Then we have Wolverine Volume 6, which is kind of a rough time for Wolverine. It was just a weird era.
I read some
and yeah. And Volume 7, they didn't call it Volume 7. They called it Not Dead Yet or Wolverine something or other. They stopped. They stopped with the volumes. They gave it a title. And I think Marvel Knights would be essentially Volume 8. It might be Volume 9, but I think it's Volume 8.
Right.
And so that would collect the end of his first title, which ended around like issue 180 or something like that.
Yeah.
And there's some really cool stories in there. Frank Thierry did a lot of it. And he was in the Marvel Knights umbrella, so it could be a little darker. And I hope it would collect the Greg Rucka 18-issue arc, which is not collected in oversized hardcover. I've got a complete collection of it, but it's some of the best Wolverine out there.
Yeah, I want to check that stuff out. Plus, I loved your review on it. The
awesome.
Yeah.
All right, number 5.
All right, number 5 is this is actually one for me, and also to be honest, I'm actually surprised it doesn't exist yet. The Spider-Man Deadpool series by Joe Kelly.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I enjoyed this book. I actually did get it back when it was coming out, and I really enjoyed it. And honestly, I'm shocked it hasn't been made yet. It's not on yet.
We have a lot of Deadpool, and we have a lot of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they do it.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to do it, but like I said, I'm just shocked it hasn't been done yet.
They gotta parse out the money makers. They gotta put them. If they blow their wad right away, then we're all done with this.
Right. True.
So my number 5, we just talked about, is X-Force by Kyle and Yost. Again, it's got the Messiah War in there. It's got Necrotia in there. Hopefully, to kind of bolster the Messiah War, it would have some issues of Cable in there. Maybe, what was it? Because there's a Bishop mini series, and I forget who did it, but it was like the life and times of Lucas Bishop, and that just kind of adds to the story. So hopefully that's in there. And I think this would be a volume 1 too. I think there'd be 2. I think there could be 2. So
sweet.
All right.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Well, Kev, you're gonna get to talk more because this is your other donation.
Hell yeah, baby! I love talking. Let me get some water.
All right. So number 4 is X-Men: Road to Messiah Complex.
My man, I owe you a big old hug.
Yeah.
I'll talk a little bit about it,
Okay.
but I think Road to Messiah Complex is a name that they gave it for the poll. It could be X-Men by Brubaker and Carey. So it captures
Right.
the start of Carey's X-Men before it was X-Men Legacy. It would probably have Deadly Genesis, which a lot of people didn't love because it was a bit of a retcon.
Mm-hmm.
It more added to the story, but I really liked it. And then what else? Deadly Genesis, Rise and Fall of the Shi'ar Empire. So this is like post House of M, right? There's 200 mutants left. I thought I didn't get the Decimation Omnibus. I thought what a waste. There's some boring stories in there. I thought if you love it, that's great, fantastic. But this is like them finally dealing with kind of the outcome of House of M. So Deadly Genesis, Rise and Fall, early Mike Carey stuff, and really just filling in little gaps from 2 or 3 different titles before we get to Messiah Complex.
Very nice.
My number 4, and we're for the next however long we're talking here is going to be in the same era, is I just mentioned it, X-Men Legacy by Mike Carey, Volume 1. I think this would be a 3-volume set.
Okay.
Mike Carey was on the title for a long time. I think he was on I think he did X-Men for, I think he was the second longest X-Men writer behind Claremont, which is crazy.
Wow.
And this era is so this era starts with Brubaker kind of dealing with the fallout of House of M. And then they do Messiah Complex, this big event, which I just reread, and I've got to do a review for y'all. And it's fantastic. And then the book splits in 2. We get Matt Fraction taking over Uncanny. And then Mike Carey's on X-Men, which gets retitled X-Men Legacy. And it's a fantastic era. And it's just, you probably can't see it, but like it's omnibus, 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 omnibus. And then it's just oversized hardcovers occasionally. And then a lot of just trade paperbacks. Like some of this stuff is not in oversized hardcover.
Wow.
And it's a top 3 X-Men era.
Wow. I mean, considering how big House of M is, I'm surprised a lot of this stuff isn't collected to have more of like that fallout and all that.
Yeah, and I love the House of M story. I love Brian Michael Bendis and like what they did to the X-Men, and it had significant fallout. It actually meant something. It wasn't one of these events that, end of the world, blah blah blah, and then they save the day and then nothing happens. Like it had impact on the X-Men for years. So X-Men Legacy by Mike Carey, Volume 1 is my number 4 pick. Brian, we're in the top 3.
All right. Number 3. This is your final donation. Uncanny X-Men by the current writer of Batman, Matt Fraction.
Yeah. Well, let me jump right to my number 3 because it's X-Men by Matt Fraction, and I just kind of talked about it. So it's after Messiah Complex, and it's dealing with kind of the fallout of Messiah Complex and what happened with Professor Xavier. And I don't want to give anything away, but the X-Men did relocate to San Francisco, which is a really cool time. There's Manifest Destiny. There's a little arc in there. And, they were just kind of done with being in upstate New York and dealing with all this stuff. And this is during the post-Civil War era where they've passed the Superhero Registration Act. And Iron Man's leading S.H.I.E.L.D., leading the Avengers, and the 50 State Initiative, if I didn't say that already.
Yeah.
And San Francisco kind of comes, and the X-Men are like, we don't want anything. We don't want any part of this. There's 200 of us left, down from, tens of millions because of Wanda Maximoff. And so they're just on the outskirts, right? They just don't know what to do. And so San Francisco, they're like, hey, we are rejecting the Superhuman Registration Act as a city. You can come live here and take care, be superheroes here. So they go set up a new school, a new base. They invite any mutants who are still living to come out there, and it's a really cool era. And again, top 3 era of so this one's running concurrently with Mike Carey's Legacy. Top 3 era in X-Men, and we don't have it in oversized. Mind blowing. Fractions stuff does have 3 complete collections, but it would also include Utopia, which is a really cool story. So you read Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
And without giving anything away to anyone who hasn't read Secret Invasion, the victor of Secret Invasion is Norman Osborn. And Norman Osborn is given more trust by the American government than he ever ought to have gotten, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's running his own Avengers team. And he goes after the X-Men. And Utopia is basically the dark X-Men versus the X-Men. And that was a really cool story.
That sounds awesome. And also, if you want to know more about Secret Invasion, check out Kevin's review on it.
Yeah, I just did that, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, nice. Thanks for the reminder.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, so we did 3. It was top 2. We're in the home stretch here, brother. And I got to tell you, when we did the DC one, we did what's that called? Near miss or
honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions. Sorry, it's been a long day. I forgot to do honorable mentions. Did you do any honorable mentions? Maybe I'll think one up. But what's your number 2?
My number 2 is Ghost Rider Johnny Blaze Volume 1.
All right, there we go.
Yeah.
Another one that
so badly. I love this era. I've been enjoying reading the epics. I want to have it all in like one or whatever, how many Omnibus it would take, probably like 2 or 3 maybe.
Yeah, it's going to look good on your shelf. And that started in the late 70s, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know who started writing him?
I can't think of it right now. I'm sure someone will say in the comments, but yeah, I can't think of it right now. You know what? Maybe I got Volume 2. Shooter. Jim Shooter.
Oh, Jim Shooter did. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just a shocking one that we don't have. Like they've covered the 70s pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
And Johnny Blaze, like people buy Ghost Rider. People like Ghost Rider. It's just weird that they haven't touched that era at all.
Yeah, I know. Very odd.
So answer me this.
Yes.
Because I don't know. I've never read a lot of Ghost Rider except like when he's in like events and stuff, or when he crosses over into other omnibuses.
Yeah.
So it's Johnny Blaze. And Danny Ketch takes over. So like in the Piercy and the Jason Aaron, who is it?
It's both of them. Percy, it's Johnny, but Aaron, it's both of them.
Oh, cool.
Johnny, but then Danny gets like his own spirit, so they can both be Ghost Rider.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right, we're on 2. All right, so my number 2 is X-Men Messiah Complex, the Omnibus. Not to be confused with the Messiah trilogy that they put out, which I was really bummed that Marvel announced that. So basically the Messiah trilogy is Messiah Complex, Messiah War, and then Second Coming. And these stories are connected, right? They're all telling the story of Hope and the first mutant born after M Day, House of M. But there's gaps in them. It's like event, and there's like a year and a half to 2 years in between them, and it's just, I think, a shitty way to collect a story, especially like I've been raving for the last 10 minutes about such an amazing era of X-Men.
Right.
So Messiah Complex would include Endangered Species, which was not included in the Messiah trilogy, and Endangered Species is like 12 one-shots.
Okay.
They're like 8-page comics, all detailing Beast. Beast is having this. Henry McCoy is having this breakdown of like, he's a scientist. He should be able to solve this. Mutants losing their X gene, their powers.
Was he still a cat on this time?
He was a cat. Yeah, he was still a cat. And someone around this era drew him more as a horse. I forget who that was, but we don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
But it talks about him kind of going out and talking to these other scientists and, some good guys, some bad guys. And he's getting desperate. He's like, our race is at an end. There's no way to save our race. He's looking at magic, he's looking at science, and it all leads into Messiah Complex. And then it would also include the fallout of Messiah Complex, which is Divided We Stand, by Brubaker. And that was Brubaker's kind of end of his run. Yeah. And then it leads right into Matt Fraction doing Uncanny, and Mike Carey doing Legacy. Nice. That's my number 2.
All right. So number 1.
Drum roll.
All right, my number one. I gotta get it because I gotta talk about it. I gotta have my rant.
Oh, he's got a rant, everyone. This would be a good time for a sip of water.
Okay. So this is Ghost Rider by Jason Aaron. This is very small.
That's a thin one.
It's a thin one. Right before this is 19 issues by Daniel Way. Put Daniel Way in this and just make it one Ami.
Yeah.
That's my number one. Ghost Rider by Daniel Way. Because it works too, because they're like poetic. Because the first story by Daniel Way is about Johnny taking down Mephisto. And basically it's Ghost Rider versus Hell. This story is Ghost Rider versus Heaven. It makes sense. They rhyme together. Put them all in one Ami.
Is it in trade paperback or anything?
It's in a complete collection. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just thought of my honorable mention
Mm.
because you mentioned Daniel Way. So controversial era of Wolverine Origins by Daniel Way. It would be one fat omnibus or two decent sized omnibuses.
Right.
But it's again post House of M. Wolverine all of a sudden remembers everything of his past because for 30 years Wolverine, the big thing about Wolverine is he doesn't remember his past. Yeah. And because of what Wanda did to him, he remembers it all. And Daniel Way did this story that kind of flashes back to his early years and just him remembering things and him going on missions to resolve things that he couldn't have previously.
Okay.
Honorable mention.
All right, that's a good pick. All right,
what's
your one X-Men book?
Number one. How do you know it's X-Men? It's not a Hulk book. It's not Iron Man. It is so one that you donated to me. It's Road to Messiah Complex. Okay. And I voted for that number one over Messiah Complex because I feel like if they do Road 2, they'll do Messiah Complex. Right. And again, it's Deadly Genesis, which is bit of a retcon, but it kind of it creates opportunities for some new characters, and then almost immediately the X-Men go to space, and I love X-Men in space. And it's the Rise and Fall of the Shi'ar Empire done by Ed Brubaker, one of my favorite writers. Then they come back to Earth, and we get Mike Carey's got a few stories from X-Men before it was retitled Legacy, and it would be a really perfect gap filler and set up to Messiah Complex, my number 2 vote. So that's it.
All right.
We did it.
I will say, the key is sometimes, especially when you want to do this voting, you more likely want to vote for like Rhodes and Aftermath Omnis because those are less likely. So you want to get more out as opposed to the actual event ones.
Exactly. I could do a whole video on how much I love that era of X-Men. The Road to Messiah Complex, which is really House of M Fallout, kind of like a new status quo for them. And then Messiah Complex, and then the Aftermath with Fraction and Carey, and then the X-Force stuff, which is in there. Great era. No omnibuses, except for that weird Messiah trilogy omnibus, which I skipped out on. And recently I've started thinking, man, I should have, maybe I'll try to still get it. Because what if they don't do this? What if they don't do these books? But I do have the OHCs, and I think those are better anyway. So
yeah.
A collector's conundrum.
Yep, exactly. And hey, maybe you can do a video on them.
Well, my preference would be that they release these all tomorrow, and then I'll reread them and do reviews on them. And when they release them all, you can get them at panelboundcomics.com, our favorite place to buy comics. Yes. You can use our checkout code, which is Omnibuds for life. That'll save you $2 at checkout. Or if you're buying 4 or more books, use Omnibuds for life, ship it together, all one big string, and you'll save 5%. Yeah.
Yeah, 5%, not $5.
Not $5. Yeah. Well, Brian, thanks for joining me. I'm really happy that I'm getting you into more Marvel. In fact, this year, that's been our goal this year, and it's worked so far. Like I've read 2 Animal Man books. Yeah. I read a bunch of Vertigo. I got a bunch of Batman I need to catch up on. I think I'm going to dig into Question next. Nice. So yeah, you've pushed me into DC, and I'm pushing you into Marvel. But I'm going to make you an X-Men fan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I,
I hope you have $4,000 to buy all the omnibuses.
oh yeah, probably something like that. Which ones do I get though? Do I get the event ones or do I get the volume ones? You know, because I watched the whole 3 hour video by Crisis and Omar talking about that, and I'm just like, this is why I can't read X-Men.
I'll tell you the answer.
Yeah.
And not so that you don't go watch Omar and Crisis, because that's some of my favorite stuff to watch.
Yeah.
You do the event books. Because
Okay.
the event books cover the X-Men, and it covers the New Mutants, and it covers X Factor,
Right.
and so on and so forth. And if you just go with the volumes, which they're like, I think they just announced volume 6.
Mm-hmm.
You miss out on a lot of context of the other teams being in those events, especially when they get to like Inferno. Like you need the other stories to make Inferno make sense. So it's maybe I'll do a 3-hour video on that too.
Yeah, do it. Do the X-Men Rigor. I did Flash.
That's true. Man, what an undertaking. I just did a reread before we launched the channel. I did a reread on Claremont. So like 2020, I started like late 2024 and 25, and I reread all of the Claremont stuff.
Wow.
So it's not fresh enough. I'd have to reread it to do a review. So maybe in 2027.
Mm-hmm. Sweet. Well, let me ask you this before we go, because you probably is there a Nightcrawler omnibus?
No, there's not, and there should be, because he's one of my favorite characters. He's had a lot of like minis.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't think we've got a lot of like. There's I think 2 Phoenix books for some reason. I don't know why. I would never buy them.
Yeah.
But if you did, I'm happy for you.
Okay.
Then of course Wolverine, but there's not any. There's not there could be a Storm omnibus.
Right.
I don't think there's any.
Because he's my favorite next to Wolverine.
You could have a Magneto omnibus, like if you wanted to go the character route, which don't work for me because it's so spread out generally.
Like a best.
But Nightcrawler's a fantastic character. In fact, not to give anything away, I'm about to read a story in which he dies, and I will cry again.
All right. I know he does die, so yeah, I'll probably cry when I see the review.
Perfect. Well, I'll call you while I'm crying. Well, hey, Omnibuds, thanks for tuning in. Let us know down in the comments what your top 10 were. Nothing from this post has or from this poll has been announced yet, I don't think.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to know what you guys all chose. Hopefully it's like 90% X-Men, because that's the way it ought to be.
Yeah.
And then maybe a little ghosty.
More varied. I hope you enjoyed this edition of the X-Ghosty list. The
X-Ghosty list, yeah. Yeah. Last time it was Kevin's Batman list and Brian's Flash list.
Yeah.
And now it's Kevin's yeah. Well, I mean, to be honest, we want the things we want, right? Yeah. And I think with how many X-Men books I listed off, that's not even all of them that were available on the poll, right? There was some blue and gold stuff that I'm fine to wait on. I think there's probably some more Krakoa stuff that hasn't been announced, but people want the X-Men. People want Batman. People want Flash. Yeah. So that's why it's poll. Yep. All right. All right, Omnibuds. We'll see you later. All right. See you guys later. Like, subscribe.
If you're looking for great deals on collected edition comics or manga, we recommend shopping at panelboundcomics.com. They offer free shipping on orders over $30, plus bundled discounts to help you save even more. And if you're shopping from Europe or the UK, comicsbugle.com offers free EU shipping and a rewards program for regular buyers. Don't forget to use our discount codes at checkout.